Dear God, please help me get through this once and for all. Amen. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl YUGEN. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am going to talk about one of my favorite Disney Channel shows, Phineas and Ferb. But I won't exactly be talking about the whole show. I will be specifically talking about one of the most egregious crossovers to ever exist, Mission Marvel. This whole special is the textbook definition of cash grab. For a little sense of backstory, Disney, the company, signed a contract with Marvel, which basically states that Disney is going to be managing Marvel and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Disney would do the same thing with Lucasfilm and Star Wars. Oddly enough, the Star Wars special is way better than the Mission Marvel special. And I am not taking that back because that is the truth. So what exactly went wrong with the Mission Marvel special? And can it be saved and rewritten? Let's find out. So without further ado, let's get started. So the special starts off with Dr. Doofenshmirtz building his latest invention, an innator that steals superpowers from superheroes. Then Doofenshmirtz opens a portal from New York to Danville where we meet the Marvel superheroes. Or 4 of the Marvel superheroes. We meet Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor, and Hulk. So the universe and world building kind of confuses me because it is stated that Candace is a fan of the Marvel superheroes, so Marvel exists in the Phineas and Ferb universe. She's like, I love the Marvel superheroes, will you read my fan fiction? Are the Marvel superheroes real life people or fictional characters? I guess in this universe they are both public figures. That's all I could come up with. The tri-state area and Danville are fictional places, so yeah, it's kind of confusing. But that's not the biggest issue. Trust me, we're just getting started. The Marvel superheroes come to Phineas and Ferb's house. Apparently they know who Phineas and Ferb are. I mean, I'm not surprised because Phineas and Ferb are like public figures as well. They asked Phineas and Ferb if they can get their powers back. And for some reason, Phineas knows exactly what to do. Then our group of friends, Baljeet, Isabella, and Buford come along. Phineas and Ferb build like this kind of training headquarters. Unfortunately, this is where the story starts to die down. I am holding on. I'm going to hold your hand really hard. Let me hold your hand too, because this is about to get rough. So, there is this machine that's supposed to give the superheroes their powers back, but it's not ready yet, and that's normal. Things take time. But Candace of all people, accidentally presses the wrong button on the machine, and all the superheroes, they do get their powers back, but also they don't. It ends up switching their powers. Which raises the question that if you really need just a machine, then what was the point on building the whole shed housing in the first place? Oh, actually, I know why. And it's not a good one. Also, something in the superhero's power switch was a bit off. On Hulk, specifically. So the Hulk's powers are super strength and destroying and crushing everything in his path. But it all came from his green mutation. Without his green mutation, he doesn't have his powers. So if he were to switch his powers with Spider-Man, shouldn't he be like this? He shouldn't be still green and big and scary looking. He should be in his human form, his regular form as Bruce Banner. I guess we can cross not even consistent with the MCU lore off the list. What's next? Oh. Okay, here we go. In what world would Candace ever do something like that? In what world would she accidentally hit the wrong button or mess up things. She's a little obnoxious, but she's not stupid. I mean, most of her bad luck comes from not being able to bust her brothers, but I'm pretty sure she would have a sense of like, you know, don't touch this, don't touch that, still work in progress. So she knows that. But for some reason, this story is acting like she is the most stupidest person on the planet, and that is not true. That is not true at all. If she was stupid, then she wouldn't be able to see the inventions. She wouldn't be able to spot the roller coaster. Her instinct wouldn't be to get mom to see what the boys were doing. She wouldn't be able to do those things. What's your excuse? Phineas calls her out on it. He says, keep your hands off the equipment. Oh, and trust me, we will get to him shortly. Bear with me. So they have this very tiny argument, and so yeah, Phineas and Ferb have installed this gamma ray little machine, and then when Ferb says it's ready, Candace follows the instinct and I guess plugs in the gamma ray that accidentally shoots Baljeet, turning him into Hulkjeet, and then the machine explodes. And then we get the infamous crash out scene. I mean, it's kind of out of character for Phineas, but I would forgive him if it was good, if it was done correctly, and if it was very well written. Too bad it's not. There are so many issues with this crash out scene that if I were to list all of them, we'd be here all day, so I'm gonna be very brief. But you know, this crash out scene just doesn't really make sense when you think about it. So Phineas yells at Candace for ruining everything again, and so he revokes her shed card and tells her to leave. I don't really understand why you're asking her to leave when you're kind of the reason why she did this in the first place. Why did you think it was a good idea to build that green thing? And also, Candace didn't really do the plugging thing on her own. Ferb called the it's ready to go. And not like Ferb is to blame for this, not at all, but Candace didn't really do anything. She's like, Phineas, we can fix this, but then he's like, no, we cannot. You are ruining everything. You are killing the vibes. This was like twice. This only happened twice. Plus, I doubt that little gamma machine is going to help save Danville. I know you said the whole tri-state area, but I don't think the Marvel villains want to target the whole tri-state area. I think it's just Danville and the city that needs saving, not the whole tri-state area. Oh, and also, the villains, they're not really threatening in the slightest. If you really want to have a crash out scene, let both of them argue, with the both of them going back and forth. You can have Phineas and Candace argue, throwing insults at each other, but they are both right at the same time, and not just have it be a one-sided confrontation that is made just for memes. I mean, the special already kind of felt unserious and had nowhere to go to begin with, but then they just throw in a crash out scene, but then there's like no consequences for Phineas or Candace, mostly Phineas. My point is, don't include things like that if you're not gonna do anything with it, because the next time this is brought up, they'll just apologize to each other and everything is fixed in the end. Because apparently that's how everything works, but it's not even brought up once in the climax. Phineas does not feel any remorse, he doesn't feel bad. He feels like that he genuinely did the right thing without considering what other people would feel. This is not Phineas. This is someone's idea of Phineas if they didn't watch the show.
Okay, so this is post-editing, but I also wanted to bring up the fact that Phineas refused to take responsibility or an accountability for a broken machine, and how he tried to rub the blame and responsibility off his shoulders, and he wouldn't do anything like that. I mean, if you watched Across the Second Dimension, the first movie, he and Ferb took responsibility and accountability for breaking the other dimensionator, and so they helped Dr. D fix it. And he didn't crash out then, so there's no excuse. Also, they fixed an other dimensionator, and they can't even fix a gamma ray.
Also, wasn't there an episode later in the season where the boys were having bad luck trying to make sky tennis? There was a whole episode after that where they were trying to manipulate their bad luck into making good luck for their sky tennis game. So you're telling me that Phineas can fix the bad luck by using algorithms and even fix some failed inventions, but this is what he's more upset about? When he can just fix it? When you said the whole tri-state area is counting on us, then maybe you should stop worrying about other people and just get to it! And then Buford says the infamous line, "Don't make Phineas angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry." Bitch, what do you know about Phineas? Have you seen him angry? Have you ever went into his personal life? I mean, of course he would. He's Buford. Congratulations, Buford. You just birthed an ongoing, annoying running gag. Buford decides to go after Belgie. Isabella decides to help because, you know, of course, it's instinct, Fireside Girl instinct. Oh wait, did I say Fireside Girl? It's a good thing I remembered she's a Fireside Girl because for some reason this story doesn't. Buford's like, no, you just stay behind and I can do this on my own. And Isabella just stands there. Also, Buford, he would never say something like that. I mean, even though Buford is kind of morally gray, he was never disrespectful. He was never discriminatory. So yeah, Buford is also ruined as well. And then Isabella. Oh my gosh. What have they done with Isabella? So Candace and Isabella are chilling in Candace's room, talking about... Isabella mentions none of the female superheroes showed up. And then they break out and do this whole ballad about how they just want to help. I mean, the song it's good, but the inspiration behind the song is almost a laughing stock. It was because of Candace's character assassination and because Isabella couldn't help Baljeet. Okay, so like Isabella, that wasn't discrimination against females. That was your choice. You chose to stay behind. You chose to let Buford insult you. And then you come out and say, oh, women are always looked down upon and they can't do the most epic stuff because our job is in the kitchen and we just cook and clean. That's all we're good at. This bitch is the leader of the Fireside Girls. She would never in her life do anything what she just did in this episode. What's next? We get an epic training montage of the superheroes trying to adapt to their new switched powers, and then Phineas kind of has a little thought, a little change of heart, and he kind of has regrets. No, he doesn't? Wow. Okay. Doofenshmirtz, he wants to work with the villains. I can't remember all their names, except for Red Skull and Venom, because I'm not really an MCU girl. The villains dump Doof, and they decide to fight the superheroes themselves. Oh boy, and they decided to use the "I'm too powerful, I don't need you anymore" trope. Cliche, predictable. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually want Doofenshmirtz to win in the end. I hope he annihilates everyone. Everyone's character is so broken beyond repair that at this point, I'm rooting for Doofenshmirtz.
Okay, so this is also post-editing. I just realized I did not record this part for some reason, but let me give you a recap. We get the epic battle. We get a cameo from the Beak, which is one of Phineas and Ferb's inventions. And the battle was kind of underwhelming, so don't waste your time with it. Candace and Isabella, the ultimate ultra-power feminist duo, they go into the shed, and then Candace accidentally, again, shoots a spaceship separating from the shed, and it shoots up into space. She tries to find a way to get it back down. She presses a very unfamiliar button, and then the spaceship crashes down, landing on the villains.
If only they figured that out 58 minutes ago. I give up. I give up! They could have done this ages ago. They didn't even need the Beak to do this. They didn't need that gamma ray machine. They didn't even need to train the superheroes to do that. Like, all you had to do was build a giant hydraulic press machine and smash them to bits. Like, oh my gosh, does everyone in this special episode have a brain the size of a peanut? So the day is saved, the superheroes get their original powers back, the villains are stopped, Doofenshmirtz does not win in the end like I wanted him to, so disappointing. And then Phineas and Candace reconcile and apologize to each other. If all you had to do was apologize to each other and everything was fixed, why didn't you do that before? All they had to do was apologize and everything was fixed apparently. And it took 2 seconds for them to forgive each other. So the life of the whole tri-state area being at stake is not your excuse. But I just, oh my gosh, I am so upset. That whole crash out thing could have been avoided. You two could have done this eons ago, but you refused because you wanted to carry out your stupid subplots. I hope you're happy. The villains get taken into custody, the superheroes say goodbye to Phineas and Ferb and friends, and the episode just ends. Yeah, it just ends right there. So now that I shared my thoughts on this episode, now I bet you're thinking, was the special as bad as I described it? That's a rhetorical question. I mean, if you liked it, good for you, but nothing about that special was engaging. No, it's just out there. It didn't change anything about the story. It just did not need it to exist. It didn't change anything for Phineas and Ferb and Marvel. In fact, it's more of an insult to Phineas and Ferb and Marvel, if anything. If you remove the special from the series, nothing would change. All we can do now is forget that episode ever existed and leave it in the past. So yeah, let's forget about this episode altogether. Or better yet, go watch Phineas and Ferb's Star Wars. That's actually really good. Also, go watch Candace Against the Universe, the second Phineas and Ferb movie. That movie, like, no matter how mediocre it is, that movie is a better accurate representation of Phineas and Candace's and Ferb's relationship than this special episode. Okay, so I guess that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna go watch something better so I can get my mind off of this. Maybe some Big City Greens. Yeah. Be sure to check out my first album, I Am You, on all streaming platforms right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, this is your girl YUGEN, signing off. Peace.